বিধাননগর টাইমসের পক্ষ থেকে আমি ইন্দ্রাশিস আমি চলে এসেছি এমন একজনের ইন্টারভিউ নিতে। হি ইজ এ ইয়াং অন্টারপ্রেনার বললে ভুল হবে, হি ইজ অলসো অ্যান আর্টিস্ট। আমি আজকে আছি রাহুল বসাকের সাথে। Rahul, thank you so much for coming to today's show.
It's actually my honor. Like, when you called me and speaking about Bidhannagar Times, I have been following Bidhannagar Times for a very long time, and definitely I feel very much honored to be here today. Thank you very much.
Pleasure is mine. রাহুল, আজকের এই সাক্ষাৎকারে তোমার কাছ থেকে আমি যেটা জানতে চাই যে হোয়াট এক্স্যাক্টলি, লাইক উই অল নো রাহুল বসাক, গুগল করলেই রাহুল বসাক অ্যাজ অ্যান ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল কে সেটা ভালো করে বোঝা যায়, বাট দ্য পার্সন রাহুল বসাক আউটসাইড গুগল, হু ইজ রাহুল বসাক অ্যান্ড কি মোটিভেশন তোমার ভেতরে কাজ করে এই নানান রকম অন্টারপ্রেনারশিপ ভেঞ্চার, আর্টিস্টিক ভেঞ্চার এইসবগুলো ক্রিয়েট করার জন্য?
I think if I talk about anything যেটা গুগলের বাইরে বা ওইরকম সেন্সে যদি বলতে হয়, দেন আই বিলিভ দ্যাট আমি ভেতর থেকে এমনভাবে ফিল করার চেষ্টা করি যে ইফ সামথিং ইজ স্ট্রাইকিং ওভার মাই হেড, যদি আমার মনে হয় যে লাইক ওকে দের ইজ সামথিং যেটা আমার করা উচিত, অ্যান্ড আমি চেষ্টা করি সেটাকে না পোস্টপোন না করার, লাইক আই ডোন্ট ডিলে ইট, বিকজ যেটা বলছিলেন মোটিভেশন, আই ট্রাই টু থিঙ্ক লাইক ওকে ডেথ মাইট বি ওয়ান অফ দ্য গ্রেটেস্ট মোটিভেশন ফর মি. When I wake up every day, I try to make my plans like this way, যে okay, probably after 1 month I am going to be dead. So I have this 1 month only to fulfill whatever I need to do in my workplace, so that after might be 50 years when the company will be like in a bigger establishment, সেখানে আমার একটা মূর্তি টুর্তি লাগানো থাকে.
So maybe you follow the ideology of Steve Jobs, if I'm not mistaken, right? Steve Jobs also had the similar kind of ideology.
এবার ওনারা তো বড় বড় ব্যক্তিত্ব, ওনাদের ব্যাপারের সাথে নিজেকে কম্পেয়ার করাটাও একটা বোকাম হয়ে দাঁড়িয়ে ফেলবো আমি, বাট এই একটা জিনিস যেটা আমার মনে হয় বিং অ্যান আর্টিস্ট, দিস ইজ হোয়াট আই হ্যাভ লার্ন, because when I used to make photographs, and that photographs also based on human psychological conditions like phobia, anxiety, I tried to make photographs of these all things. মানে সবসময় আমার কাছে এই ধরনের বক্তব্যটাই থাকতো যে আমি হিউম্যান আইজে যেটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি সেটাকে যদি ফোকাস করার চেষ্টা করি, so what will happen is like these all photographs are taken by everybody, so I tried to make the photographs like what is happening inside the deep soul, and I try to make a representation of it. So while I was doing that all thing, তখন আমি বুঝতে পারলাম যে ওকে আমাদের ভেতরে যেটা চলে সেটাকে যদি আমরা কোনোভাবে আউটকাম করার ব্যবস্থা করতে পারি, so that is everything. And no matter what we are doing on the social media, but no matter like I can like smile, put smiling photographs of like 1,000 photographs, but probably deep down I am feeling suck. So আমি এই ব্রিজটাকে কখনো এই গ্যাপটাকে আনতে যাই, whatever I'm feeling, I'm just going to put it over there in my work, in my every field or like some places.
So Rahul, I was actually going through your career. You have a company, যে কোম্পানিটার নাম হচ্ছে My Canvas Talk, and যে ইনিশিয়েটিভটা ইজ ভেরি ইউনিক। আমি আমার 10 বছরের ওপর অন্টারপ্রেনারিয়াল জার্নি বা আমার নিজের ক্যারিয়ার অলমোস্ট 15 years লং স্প্যান, আমি এরম ধরনের লাইক ভেঞ্চার খুব কম দেখেছি। সো আই ওয়ান্ট ইউ টু শো লাইক পুট সাম লাইট অন দ্যাট পার্টিকুলার ভেঞ্চার।
প্রথম কথা তো তোমাদের মতন অভিজ্ঞ মানুষজনদের কাছ থেকে আমরা যখন এগুলো শুনতে পাই, রিয়েলি আই ফিল গুড অ্যাবাউট ইট, বিকজ at the end of the day when we are living in a very small community, Kolkata ecosystem is very small, right? সেখানটায় দাঁড়িয়ে থেকে যখন তোমরা যখন এভাবে সাপোর্টিভ কথাবার্তা বলো, so it feels like okay, we might be going into the right direction. And talking about My Canvas Talk, yes, me and one of my friends started it together, and right now I'm holding the chief editor position over there as well. And I think in past 2.5 years, I have given speeches to more than 70 institutions from all across India, as well as some other different parts of the world as well. So while I was doing that, one thing I have noticed in this is that story have the powers to change someone's life. একটা গল্প যদি কেউ মানুষ অনেস্টলি বলতে শেখে না, like that story doesn't need to be like super motivational, it just needs to be truth. If one can tell a story very truthful way, then I'm pretty much sure opposite person, the person who is the viewer, is smiling and probably feeling like a happy thing to do. So I think 1.5 years back when I was studying about depression, like what are the things going on in the current world, and I find out like around 265 millions of people feels like they are depressed in this world. So it's like the people who are living with us, the people who are sitting in the cafeteria, probably a big chunk of people are actually feeling sad inside. So we feel like, okay, if stories have that much of power to encourage somebody, then why not we create a platform for the story? And that time we didn't know, but somehow eventually we created the first stage-based talk platform from Eastern India, like Kolkata. So that was
I have seen a lot of renowned celebrities joining. By the way, guys, I'll be sharing the link of the channel, My Canvas Talk, in this particular video. Please do check out the channel and check out the videos.
That's so kind of you.
Lots of inspirational videos are out there. Rahul, আমি একটা পার্টে আসতে চাই, talking about stories. I was actually following few of your updates. সেখানে you have updated that তোমার কোনো একটা status থেকে you prevented something as serious as a suicide.
Correct.
So can you please tell us what exactly? Because suicide is a big issue on today's day.
Right.
Youngsters, young generation, they are losing the motivation to live or fight the battle of life. So what exactly happened?
It started around 2 বছর আগে। 2 বছর আগে যখন ফেসবুকটা ঠিক এতটা চকচকা ছিল না আমার জন্য, মানে দেয়ার ওয়াজ নো এনি ব্লু টিক মার্ক অ্যান্ড আই ওয়াজ নট ওয়াইডলি নোন বাই দ্য পিপল লাইক ওকে যে এরকম কিছু করছে। সো ইট ওয়াজ লাইক আ ভেরি কমন পিপল হু ওয়াজ লাইক স্ট্রাগলিং উইথ দেয়ার বিগিনিং ডেজ অফ এন্টারপ্রেনিউরশিপ। অ্যান্ড সাডেনলি ওয়ান অফ আই থিঙ্ক রাতে 2টোর সময় একজন হঠাৎ করে আমাকে টেক্সট করে। অ্যান্ড তখন তো ওর মেসেজ ইনবক্সে এত মানে মেসেজ আসতো না বা রিকোয়েস্ট সেকশনটা এত ইয়েও থাকতো না। সো কোনো একটা মেসেজ আসলে অবভিয়াসলি দেখার একটা এনকারেজমেন্ট আসতো যে দেখি খুলে দেখি যে কেমন লাগে দেখতে। সো খুলে নিয়ে লেখা ছিল যে আই স সাম অফ ইউর ভিডিওস available online and I feel very much motivated from that, but somehow I am struggling from my life and I cannot find out any other solution, so whether you give me a job or I am going to quit my life by tonight. Now think about the anxiety that is going on inside me, and I feel like আমি যদি ব্যাপারটাকে ইগনোর করে যাই, আমি সারা জীবন ধরে আমি নিজেকে ভেবে যাবো ওকে ইফ আই হ্যাভ গিভেন আ রিপ্লাই মাইট বি দ্যাট গাই লিভড। অ্যান্ড সামহাউ ইন দ্য সিস্টেম তুমি বিশ্বাস করবে না, সকালবেলা মানে মেসেজটা করার সাথে সাথে কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে প্রোফাইল পিকচারও পাবে। অ্যান্ড আই ডোন্ট নো ইভেন মানে সেই মানুষটাকে, আমার কোনো আইডিয়া ছিল না। অ্যান্ড তখন আমিও সবে মানে ক্যারিয়ার স্টার্ট করছি, সো আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ লাইক দ্যাট মাচ অফ কন্ট্যাক্টস অ্যাজ ওয়েল। So I called the experienced people. What should I do? Should I call the police? Should I call like whom? Because otherwise it can be a big issue, like the last message sent to me. Right? So then I suddenly remember like there is a person called Mr. Abhishek Kundu. He is one of the greatest anti-suicide activists. He prevented more than hundreds of suicides so far. And so I called him and I said, okay, this is what is going on. So I just texted back to that guy, call on this number and you will be safe. And literally next day Abhishek called me and Rahul, that buddy is like fine right now. Okay, so after like 1 year down the story, like down the line, then something happened with all of our favorite singer, that is Chester Bennington, right, from Linkin Park. So that again somehow strike me deep, like that guy had literally everything, naam, josh, khati, taka, like everything, but deep down he was not feeling that good as well. Then again I always believe on statistics, then I studied statistics and I find out okay, India te student suicide rate প্রত্যেক ঘন্টায় একটা, that's mean while we are doing the interview somebody is dying by suicide, and that guy is or like that lady will be a student, right, according to statistics, that too again 2 years back.
Right.
So I thought okay, while I am doing this motivational speech or like the sharing my journeys with other people, so most of the time the colleges invite me. Right. And in that case if I am said like 70 institutions invited me, so I guess around more than 50 to 55 institution was colleges from all across the globe. So while I was talking to the students, so I told them very much clearly, dude, it's mental health. If you're watching me and if you feel like that okay, I want to be like this guy, then you have to suffer like me as well. I talked with the counselor time to time because I need to keep my mental pace in a proper balance. Being a CEO means a lot of people is dependent on your decisions.
Right.
And if you're struggling with your own struggles, so you cannot see things clearly. And vision is the one of the key point for success for any entrepreneur. So yes, from that day, from Chester's first death anniversary, we started this free service with a collaboration project with Mr. Abhishek Kundu, and then a lot of things happen. A lot of people are getting help on a regular basis. I think most of the Kolkata's big people, like big social media hubs, big radio channels, they talked about it and they appreciated it in a very much good way as well. So a lot of people right now know that okay, if one of my friend is feeling something bad, then I can provide free counseling at least there. Right? Because mental health is super costly in India.
That's true. Rahul, can you share if anybody is going through the initiative that you've taken, where exactly they can contact you or the
Right. The easiest ways to find is like if that person is visiting my website, it's rahulbasak.com, and just coming over there in the website, even I have put it this thing above my achievements. I want to tell people, okay, you don't need to see my achievements. Okay, it's fine. I might have like hundreds of awards.
Right.
But that is not coming. That is the secondary point. You are going to get awards only if you feel like okay, I'm happy. Right. So that option is available over there. There is a direct call button, one button, and direct call.
Okay. So Rahul, I want to know one more thing about my canvas talk.
Yeah.
আমি যেটা রিসার্চ করছিলাম, according to my research, I see that per 1,000 views, you're doing something really good. So I want you to share that with our viewers.
That is very interesting thing, and so kind of you for doing that research. I think we are one of the YouTube channel. I cannot assure you very much confident that we are the first in globally, but yes, we are one of the few people that is we are planting one tree for every 1,000 views, and by chance today we crossed 2 lakhs views as well. That is in a so short period of time, and we have planted more than hundreds of trees already. See, I always believe in in our team, like we always believe in giving something in return. Okay, so what else we can give something like apart from being the oxygen, right? Oxygen এর থেকে ভালো আর কি উপহার হতে পারে?
Especially during this
pandemic. Right. So yes, that is how it.
That's brilliant. So you are into artistic side as well. We all know Rahul Basak as a photographer.
Correct.
Are dealing with antique photos and also helping a sector of like যাদের help লাগে.
Right.
Any other venture that you're coming up with?
এই মুহূর্তে দাঁড়িয়ে থেকে আমরা দুটো ভেঞ্চারের দিকে খুব বেশি ফোকাস করার চেষ্টা করছি। একটা হচ্ছে there is a collective edition coming up, যেটা একটা অ্যাপিয়ারেল একটা সেকশন, যেখানটাতে আই থিঙ্ক আমরা কি হয়, আমরা যখন স্ট্রাগল করি বা যখন কাজ করি, এটা তুমি আরও আমার থেকে ভালো বলতে পারবে, কারণ ইউ হ্যাভ বিন ডুইং ইট ফর আ ভেরি লং টাইম. So people outside sees us like, okay, this guy have no social life, and doesn't go to the pub Saturday, Sunday, every time walking. So we come up with a term called hustler, right? So we want to create an apparel section that is called Hustling Mad. Okay, where we want to put that irony into the trees or in other apparel fundamental things, that yes, I can show the world that I'm hustling. And the name of the brand is called Hustling Mad, which is pretty cool, I guess, because people should feel okay, no matter that guy is an entrepreneur, that guy might be a scientist, that guy might be another career oriented person, right?
Hustling.
Exactly, that I am trying to achieve something in life. If I'm writing the Hustling Mad, that's mean I'm trying to portray it like this way, that I am taking the stair to move on to the next
level.
Right. And another thing which we are working right now is like we are trying to build an entrepreneurship school, where we will start with how to build a personal brand. Throughout the entrepreneurship journey, I think one thing very much important that I have learned, that you need to understand how to tell stories. You need to understand who is your audience.
Right.
Yeah, these all things really I find a lot of people are very great in their work, but they don't know how to approach when it comes to the public. So that is where I'm trying to build it initially, and I am one of the mentor will be there, and there will be, I'm planning like other people from different corners of the world. They will be also sharing their journey as well. So that is so far plan, and let's see.
Let's hope for the best. I'm sure knowing you, you will achieve
Thank you.
and will generate the best result. Okay, so Rahul, knowing that you are an individual who has achieved so many things at such a young age,
I hope so.
I'm sure that Notun Venture Gulo will be a success.
Thank you.
But my next question will be something which is related to entrepreneurship only.
Okay.
What I see is that যখনই আমি একটা কোনো কলেজ বা সেমিনারে স্টুডেন্টদের অ্যাড্রেস করতে যাই, I'm sure even you have witnessed, there are a lot of students who are enthusiastic and wants to follow the field of startup or want to become entrepreneur. কিন্তু তাদের মধ্যে অনেক সময় চ্যালেঞ্জেস থাকে যে হাউ এক্স্যাক্টলি তাদের ফ্যামিলি প্রেশার থাকে, হাউ এক্স্যাক্টলি দে আর গোইং টু ডিল উইথ অল দোজ প্রেশার্স অ্যান্ড হাউ এক্স্যাক্টলি দে আর গোইং টু ট্যাকেল দোজ demotivation, because business is not only about earning money, it's also about failure, it's also about nights when you do not have cash in your bank account. So there are a lot of aspects to business. So what exactly do you suggest these people?
This is a very vast philosophical section, because I will address one by one. First, that you have said, like if somebody is trying to become an entrepreneur, initial days, like that person is only thinking about money is not a right thing.
Right.
And talking about, like when I talk to students, they just want to print the CEO visiting card, and sometimes they want to become entrepreneur because of all the glorifies thing, like the media outside, like there will be like news is coming to every week and all that stuff. But I genuinely feel that the core value should be that you are trying to build something which is supposed to help few people.
Right.
And yes, by product of your service, you are bound to get some money, because you have to survive, you have to feed your stomach. So I personally suggest everybody, like if you want to become an entrepreneur, then the journey is not going to be like super duper easy, as like probably most of the professionals feel. But when you have literally no money, when you have literally so much debt, probably at that time, one thing that keeps you awake, keeps you motivated, that someday in coming future the things will completely change. Someday the thing that you want to be, or that feeling that creating, like all the brands are like babies, like as a co-founder I feel like a parent. So it's more like nourishing your baby. But suppose for first 1.5 years I haven't earned a single penny. I used to file NAL GSTs. Okay, so keeping that time, I think if your baby is feeling sick, you don't leave the baby right in the middle of something.
Right.
You try to nourish that thing. And entrepreneurship is not about like you are coming and you are getting success, but more about if you are failing, which is good for you, trust me. So what you are learning from that feeling, and not only learning, are you applying those all learnings? Like a lot of people read books, but they tends to forget to use that in their real life. So if I'm failing at something, I try to keep a journal where I write down, okay, these all things probably I should have not done, and I just try to not make the same mistake. So in that way, probably I will face new mistakes, but I'm fine with that. But I am not going to make the old one repeated. So that is one thing. So if you are like someone who is going to be very much flexible when it comes to learning from your own failures, so you are going to be someone. And another myth that goes on, like I don't like it actually, when people says like I don't like 9 to 5 jobs, I want to become my own boss. I specifically don't like this statement because being in the business, one thing I have learned, that is there are few people who will be working under you, right? And they are actually doing 9 to 5 jobs.
Right.
Right. So it's more about to build a brand. You need to have a job personalities. You need to have a entrepreneur persona as well, because you have to understand each and everything. Like let it be the fuchka wala who is selling the fuchka, let it be the chai wala who is just providing the chais for your office. Everybody is internally connected. So that is one of the very key fundamental factors, because if you are going to respect everything, then you are going to get it in return. And obviously we have seen the examples that chai can make billions, right?
Correct. That's true. That's very true. Well, Rahul, I'm heading towards the last question.
Right.
Now, I know you for quite a few years, and literally I have seen you growing in terms of your career.
True.
Whether it's My Canvas or My Canvas Talk, again the new ventures coming, and I wish you all the best for it. আমি যেটা বলতে চাই যে তুমি যদি একজন আমাদের ভিউয়ার, if anybody is looking forward to follow his or her dream or passion to become an entrepreneur বা একজন ব্যবসা স্টার্ট করে, your business ফলো করার জন্য, what is that one suggestion that you will give to that person so that he becomes a success?
I think this that one line mantra is widely available on the internet, but we don't follow it usually. That is, the situation will be very much pretty bad, okay, at the initial days, like if you are not super lucky. But it's very easy to say never give up rather than doing, because when the surroundings is like trying to push you down, I'm not saying the society, I'm just saying the situations. At that time you have to raise above it, and you have to tell yourself, okay, I live for my dream. Try to imagine yourself 5 years after. Like if I, just consider it like this way. I want to see if I never give up, then where I'm reaching. So if there is one thing in particular I have to say for the people or the viewers of Vidhanagar Times, like if somebody wants to become entrepreneur, or specifically if somebody wants to follow their own passion and want to live their life in like their own terms, I think this particular line is widely available on the internet, but what happens is like most of the people just read it, but it's very hard to actually follow in your regular life. That is never give up. And trust me, it is very easy to say because it takes around 2 seconds to say that, but when you are trying to develop it in your regular daily basis life, it will takes around 2 years or might be more than that. So sometimes what happened when you were starting, or probably when you were reaching up to the certain level, there are certain things which will try to push you down. Might be the situation, might be the circumstances, might be society or some other affairs, but you really need to push yourself upward. Just forget about the right now situation and try to solve it. And one thing I think particularly I have learned, that is, avoiding a situation is never coming up with solution. Whether you have to face it eye to eye, or you have to come up with something through which you can have a conversation with that problem. That is the only thing. Keep it up.
Brilliant, Rahul. I think that says it all, guys. And thank you so much for your time.
It's my
Thank you so much for coming here today. তো বন্ধুরা, তোমরা যারা এই ভিডিও দেখছো, আই হোপ ইউ গাইজ উইল লাইক দিস ভিডিও। আমরা এই বিধাননগর টাইমসের পক্ষ থেকে আরও মোটিভেটিং ভিডিওস, ইনফ্লুয়েন্সিয়াল youngsters যারা নিজেদের লাইফে who are becoming the face of the change, who are the future, who are already the future, তাদের ইন্টারভিউ, তাদের সাক্ষাৎকার, you can follow their footsteps so that you can go to the next level. আমি এরম ইন্টারভিউ, এরম কনভারসেশন আরও in future I'll be coming up with. তোমাদের পক্ষ থেকে কোনো সাজেশন থাকলে please do not forget to comment in this particular video. Thank you so much for your time once again, and বিধাননগর টাইমসের চোখ রাখো আর সব খবর ফলো করো. Take care of yourself. This is me, Indrashish. I'm signing off from Vidhanagar Times right now.